We just gotta go hard.
I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard.
Good evening, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. Today, we are live in the studio for none other than the number one safety in the country, KJ Bolden, as he is set to commit in just about 8 minutes or so. It is going to be a massive one. It has been back and forth all day. Where is this young man going to go? It seems like it's down to Auburn, UGA, and FSU. I think Bama and Ohio State are on his list. Nobody cares about those. He's not going to those classes. Again, the number one safety in the class in FSU has been high and mighty over the past week or so on this pickup here. Can they get it done? To confirm nor deny, we go to our FSU insider, Mr. Stephen Chad Hawley, coming into us all the way from Tallahassee. What's
all
up,
the way from commitment headquarters. I mean Seminole headquarters.
Yeah.
It looks like things are smelling good for those who are rich for the garnet and gold. Look, it's been an interesting recruitment. KJ Bolden technically has not taken an official visit to Tallahassee. He's been there a couple of times. He's made a few visits. So look, the fact that he's a Georgia kid. Trying to get a kid out of Georgia is just as difficult as Louisiana. It feels like you just can't do it, right?
Watching you just try not to cheese out because you feel pretty confident about Mr. KJ Bolden committing to the Florida State Seminoles this afternoon. And look, here's what's interesting is if you ask any side right now, I think out of Auburn knows that they're the last kind of Hail Mary throw. UGA feels pretty good about this, and FSU feels pretty good about it. I've been talking to you look, there's people that look, Florida fans don't want this to happen for FSU. On the weird side, I'm like, well, why do we want them to go to Georgia? It's one of those things. It's like, look, Georgia's already up there. What's one more? You know what I mean? And
right.
Going to FSU brings that competition a little bit closer. But honestly, if the kid's as good as he says he is, do we want to play him? I guess we are going to play him every year. But I don't know. It's a lose-lose unless he goes to Auburn, in my opinion. Go Tigers.
Well, look, if he goes to Georgia, he's a rotational guy more than likely. If he goes to Florida State, he's a locked in starter, right? So it just depends on which poison you want in that regard.
Well, do you want championships or do you want to just hang out for 4 years too? You know what I mean?
Well, based on what FSU is doing right now in the world of trying to get themselves realigned with a different conference.
Wow, Steve's getting cocky.
I'm going to go and say that we're no, I'm not cocky. We're just watching. We're watching the news, man. But look, we know FSU's got some high aspirations, and I don't think that just that stops with conference alignment. I think that also begins with who may or may not be playing safety for the Florida State Seminoles.
Let's before we keep moving on with this hot discussion here, which they go live at On3 here in about 5 minutes. We're gonna tab over to that once he is ready to commit. But I want to know in the comments, spam the comment section where you think he's going, not where you want him to go, where you think he is going to go. I want to know where the feeling is at in the chat. And again, if you are hanging out with us tonight, make sure you guys subscribe and drop a like. Ryan Bork says FSU won't ever win another championship. Shut up, Steve. Oh, man.
He may be right. It's
always the Gators thinking
FSU.
FSU.
It's not an easy thing to do these days.
Look, I think whatever happens, wherever he does choose to go up to, I think, which I love. I love where we're at with this. I've never seen both sides feeling so confident in that he's going to that school, which tells me somebody's being lied to, somebody's being cheated on. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the saga. I'm here for the drama. I'm going to ask you the question, though, because you saw the Lesser situation. That was, and you and I talked off camera. That was a bit much. If it was a Florida commit, you would have been, hey, good luck. KJ, we haven't seen much drama, but he's definitely fed the ego on Twitter like Lester. That's a lot of ego filling the room up at FSU. Now, I'm not saying Norvell can't handle it, but I don't think that's typically been your MO. But if that's where you guys are headed, I'm all in.
Look, I mean, there's been a lot of ego coming out of Auburn. I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, this kid's basically being told that.
I'm talking about your team, though, Steve.
I'm aware, but I mean, everybody's driving this kid's ego. It's not just FSU.
I'm saying more so, not driving it. I'm saying enabling it and having to deal with it. Sorry, that's the on-3 noise. Let me mute that really quick. They're going live in 4 minutes here. Let me check the chat real quick. We got two FSU votes, then an Auburn, a Georgia, an FSU, a Georgia, an FSU, Georgia, FSU.
Nebraska.
There's a Colorado in there. I'm
dog.
kidding. Oh, Nebraska. We got a Bama fan saying "Ugga." Nobody knows, and this is what I love. This is how I think they should all be. Now, here's something I do want to know. Catch you guys up to speed on everything. What's going on? The noise that this is all coming from. These are all from insiders. Okay, that they're going to FSU or going to Georgia. It's guys that feel close to the organization. However, take a look at 247. Crystal ball still sits on Georgia. Wilt Fong kept his prediction today. When asked about it, he goes, "Look, the Noles are close, but I'm leaving it on Georgia." Wilt Fong doesn't miss. He also doesn't like to be pissed off either. So I don't know what that tells us. His mind you, his prediction does go back to May, so he is known to change it, and he had the opportunity to change it, did not today. On3 updated their predictions today. On3 still has Georgia leading the way, not by much at all. It's 33-22, so we're splitting hairs at that point. But the way that the noise that Josh Newberg was feeding throughout the week from War Nation, a.k.a. On3, you thought that would flip a little bit. I thought for sure On3 would have adjusted it. Who was Lester? Because Lester, going into this on both platforms, were heavily towards FSU, never budged, and look what happened. If I'm you, that's the only thing that I would be concerning is that the platforms, the guys that are usually right on this, have not budged on their predictions. So the only thing that you're going off of is just your insiders that we speak to, that we talk to, who are close. I'm not saying they're not close. Again, somebody's being lied to, and we're about to find out in just a few minutes here whose it's going to be. And I love it. Super chat from Devil Dog says, Tim Cook says Auburn. So does his big bag. Apparently, I heard Tim Cook landed his airplane there at Buford to have a quick little talk with KJ. We've seen these things when they get pushed back. This commitment's being pushed back a minute or two. Maybe it's Kirby making a last-minute phone call. I don't know.
Or
maybe Nick comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he lands in a helicopter and decides, he's gonna land a bag in a helicopter.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be, I think, one of the biggest ones we've had thus far. We're about to watch the commitment wizard. What's his name? What did Josh? I don't think you saw that debacle. Josh Newberg and I were going back and forth on Twitter because he was claiming to take the high road about not having an opinion on this commitment, and I kind of called him out for it. And he bit back a little. He was
broadcasting it.
He tried.
He asked. So can I get a poll? Is it okay for me to make a prediction if I'm also broadcasting?
No, it's not a prediction anymore. It's like I don't remember what kid it was at this point, but he had him on, and he was like, "Yeah, so I'm hearing Alabama's making a late run here," and then the kid commits to Alabama. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, you're talking to the kid, bro. Hayes Fawcett has the graphic in his, like, literally on his draft tab, ready to hit send. You're trying to tell me you don't know? You can't give me a prediction. Like, these aren't predictions. It's what you know. Now, if Hayes Fawcett has two created and he's just sitting there rating, I'm like, all right, I love that. I wish it was more like that. I wish if the kid was going to.
Is that more likely though? I think that's more likely, right?
I think we need more insight.
Already written.
I would like to know that. I think Hayes should say, hey, here are the 3 designs that I've created, because it takes a long time to create those. So if you really didn't know, right? I feel like the kid's like, hey, it's down to these 2. Go ahead and create these 2, and it's ready. You can drop it. And that's my point with On3. Typically, Hayes Fawcett drops the bomb. So On3 usually has a pretty good insight, because Hayes Fawcett, I'm surprised he hasn't tweeted it out yet, to be honest with you.
So I feel like we've got to a point where On3 and is just like the enemy of college football. like these guys, whatever they do, however they do it, we don't like it. We don't like the rankings. If they commit to the wrong school, they immediately get an inch shorter and 40 pounds heavier or lighter, depending on what position they play. So on three, I think is officially.
Look, someone's got to be the bad guy. Someone's got to be it. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Welcome back. And if you're here to see KJ Bolden commit, welcome in. So as everybody gets in here, do me a favor right now, like this video and subscribe to the On3 YouTube.
He dressed up today, boys.
He did. He put his fancy pants on.
I promise I'm not going to hold you guys hostage, but we got a really unique situation on our hands with KJ Bolden about to make his decision. You know, we've done a lot of these here in the On3 studio, and most of the time when we come up for a commitment, I usually have a good idea of where he's going. Sometimes I know exactly where he's going to commit.
Appreciate his honesty.
I'm with you guys. I don't have a clue where KJ Bolden is
And
going.
now he's lying
He
again.
hasn't even seen any of the college coaches. So if we got Kirby Smart in here, if Mike Norvell, Hugh Freeze, Nick Saban, if they're in here watching right now, hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yep.
Let's talk about why we are here. 5-star plus, KJ Bolden, the #1 safety in America. You go 6 foot, 185 from Buford High School in Buford, Georgia. #1 ranked.
I actually believe him. I don't think he knows. I think what we just went over, I feel like everyone has a good feeling,
Let's check out these
but there's still a concern that, you know, there's the unknown more than the Leicester. The Leicester was more drama. I think this is a genuine unknown.
Sure.
Now, he still has one on the books right now.
Crazy, he hasn't had an official visit with Florida yet. As Florida State yet, they're in the mix.
No.
His list throughout the offseason. It's been leading up to today's big decision. So tell me right now, because I know we got a lot of fan bases in the comment section represented. Let me know your final prediction. Will it be Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, or Ohio State? Let me know. Earlier this week, I spoke with Director of Scouting and Rankings here at
Chad
Auburn,
Simmons?
Charles Power,
Oh.
to get his opinion on KJ Bolden as a high school
My bad.
prospect.
My bad.
KJ Bolden has a complete skill set as a safety prospect. A guy who's been on the radar for
Bro,
a
how
long
did he put
time.
my boy
He's a
Charles
plus
with his
athlete.
background,
He
bro?
ran
What's up?
Very good track times as a high school
cactus?
underclassman.
Where are you?
Arguably the top high school program in the state of Georgia, or certainly one of them, and has played a lot of meaningful football.
You know he's there with Dylan Raiola.
Raiola.
He's there with Dylan Raiola and like 3 other Georgia commits at Buford, by the
Also
way.
plays both ways at Buford.
Yeah, he's also there with
Started as a
Cam Davis
receiver,
and a couple
as
of FSU
junior. I
commits.
think the ball skills.
Oh, Cam Davis is there
really
too?
well as a defensive back. And a guy who makes plays really in every facet. So there's a lot to like about KJ
Just
Bolden.
make this
He
up
has
as I
a
go,
good skill
Sheldon.
set as a safety, and he is the #1 safety in the On3 rankings.
Thank you, Charles.
Which tells me he's a
KJ
Georgia
can
commit.
really do it all. He stars on offense. He stars on defense. He's a star on the track as well. Oh, let's check in on these national recruiting headlines 1 minute before we get to KJ. Alabama lands an elite wide receiver. You guys saw it right here on the On3 YouTube page. Amari Jefferson committed at Bama over Georgia and Tennessee. Is there an LSU double up at Duncanville? Could LSU pull 2 Duncanville
Got my man
stars
Newberg
on
working on a
August 10th?
Saturday.
4-star running back Caden Durham and
He's pissed.
5-star plus edge
How dare
Colin
you.
Simmons will announce their decisions together. Now, Caden Durham's getting some picks for LSU, but Colin Simmons, it looks like it's a tight battle between Texas and the Tigers. Boise
Audio
lands
better?
a top 50
Guys.
recruit. Gatelin
know in
Bear,
the comments.
top 50 wide receiver, announced moments ago for Boise State over Michigan. So Boise State picks up their top-rated commitment of the 24 cycle. We got more commitments coming. What am I talking about? I mean right here on the On3 YouTube channel. We have Nate Frazier from Modern Day High School in Santa Ana,
I
California.
will say,
choosing between
we talked about this
Oregon,
last time he had
UGA,
that kid on. He was
Alabama,
kind of hinting where he was
Texas
going. We
A&M
haven't
as
had
well.
that yet.
Sunday,
Maybe he doesn't
3
know.
p.m. Eastern.
even the
Do
slightest.
not miss it.
This is
We're
going to be exciting,
here
too. The
excited
#1
for
running
that
back in
one
the
as well.
country. Hopefully
Let's
Georgia
take a
doesn't get
quick
that one.
look
I'm
right
hoping he goes
now
to
at the
Oregon.
Top 10 rankings for the 2024 cycle. Dogs on top.
You got to think Florida
followed by
State jumps
Ohio
Florida
State,
here if they land this
Alabama,
pick.
Florida State,
It's going to be
Tennessee,
close.
Clemson, Michigan,
Penn State, and LSU.
Mind you, On Three is on
Hey, let's see if
quality,
any
not
of this
quantity.
changes
So
by the end of the show,
just so you guys are aware.
we're here today for
And
a
based on
live
whether or not they're
commitment,
committed to
5-star
Georgia.
plus safety, KJ
Correct.
Bolden. 6
And facts don't care about
185
feelings.
from Buford,
No.
Georgia. Is it going to be the in-state dog?
Feelings only care about commitments to Georgia.
All right,
That's
let's
what-
go to KJ Bolden right now.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Oh shit, I'm cheesing. Oh, he already
KJ.
committed.
It is Florida State.
Dude, you missed
It
it.
looks
How do
like
you
the
drop the
Seminoles,
ball
KJ.
like
How do
that?
Can you
Drop
hear
the
me?
ball on this?
How do you drop the ball?
A little celebrating right now
What
with
am
his
I-
family, mom and dad on either
Oh
side
my
of him.
gosh. Huge.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Wow.
KJ,
Let's
can you hear
go,
us?
baby.
Let's just watch a little bit of this.
He committed on
celebration.
247. On 3 missed it.
KJ,
On Three is just getting their ass.
Wow.
Son. Fight for
there is
FSU.
just mayhem going on right
Let's
now.
go.
Flowery Branch.
Oh
My
my
gosh.
goodness. Wow. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. KJ Bolden has announced his commitment to Florida State. Another massive pickup.
247.
Yeah, to 247. Have you, Steve, I'm going to pass it over to you to kind of do some talking here. Have you done the calculator? If not, I can do that while you chit chat.
Well, I mean, look, I never know because like we don't like On Three. We 247. We go back and forth about quantity, quality, the scores, whatever the case may be. Right now, FSU is sitting, depending on who you're looking at a top 7 to top 5 class. If you're on the On Three rankings, that could push us over Alabama on 4 on 3. If you're looking at 247, that should at least propel us to the top 5. Again, I don't even get the muck of all of this on where the numbers project. At the end of the day, KJ Bolden in no one's rankings, regardless of which your institution you're looking at, ESPN, 247, On Three, whatever. This kid is a top 100 talent, top 10, really on most of these rankings. It's insane pickup. The fact that the kid hasn't even officially visited Florida State. This is something major for Mike Norvell, and just look, pairing that up, KJ Bolden, pairing him up with now Charles Lester, and there's smoke out there that Jamari Howard is now part of this just trio that could potentially be the starting backfield future for Florida State. KJ Bolden is a massive pickup, no matter how you look at it, regardless of where you look. Just talent-wise, character-wise, he's going to be instant gratification for Florida State. That is a massive move for Mike Norvell, and also for Patrick Surtain. A lot of people have been kind of poking some holes here about Patrick Surtain and his coaching experience. Obviously, he's got a great playing background, and his NFL experience speaks for itself. His son obviously went to Alabama, but to now have Patrick Surtain as a DB coach with two major pickups in Charles Lester and KJ Bolden, with Jamari Howard still out there waiting to decide. My gosh, you really can't say enough about what Mike Norvell has done, which is, again, we went back to this on Wednesday, which is relationship building. But now he's showing with Patrick Surtain, he's able to close on these high-level guys against major levels schools like Georgia and Auburn. And of course, Charles Lester had Prime coming after him hard at the end of the day. And everybody knows what Deion Sanders can do. So
Let's
this
do this.
is a major pickup.
Huge pickup, and let's talk about this because let me get this this graphic for us. But I did the little math for you. So you're at 277 with the addition of Jamari Howard and KJ Bolden. I was trying to add KJ, and I think 247 was doing it at the same time. So let me take away with those two, with KJ and Jamari, who was not committed. We're assuming here, put you at 277.99. The Gators are at 277.98. So that's with two more commits, mind you. But you're at 272 currently. So in 247 rankings, you're still sitting behind Florida. But you are sitting in fourth place in front of Michigan and Penn State. So now you've now moved into a top 5 class. And I made a bet that you guys have finished in top 10. I think this is going to solidify you, or if not, pretty damn close. And that is your third 5-star of the class, which makes you want to spit. But it is fun to watch. I think it's look, I'm trying to be reasonable here. It's good for college football. I hate it, but look, look, going to Georgia just makes them stronger. So I don't know how I feel about the situation. I think I was hoping for an Auburn pull there, but it didn't happen. But nonetheless, massive pickup. Now, I was talking because, look, FSU has made a late surge here. It seems like their NIL situation has got figured out. I think what we saw with Miami and what we're seeing with Florida, I think Florida, they've had a great recruiting cycle this time. I think the NIL is starting to get figured out at Florida. There seems to be, obviously, promises following through. And I don't think the Ruiz situation in Miami is affecting them as much as I think they overpromised down there and are under-delivering to the current kids, and that noise is getting out. FSU, obviously there's a lot of good noise going on at FSU, maybe from the transfer portal, and it's starting to have some return on those investments. And look, I think also, too, what's helping you is, obviously, you guys are being backed by SAFTEY now, from what I'm hearing. But I think with you guys wanting to get out of the ACC, you've got to believe that they're trying to claim their case to, they're trying to sell themselves to a big brand. Not that they don't have any issues and that they're a lower-end brand, but look, I mean, the Big 12's filling up. The Big 10's filling up with 18 teams now. Big 12's got 16 teams. So that where you're finding a home is starting to fill up, right? And other teams are still trying to find a home. So could this be all of it? It's like, look, we've got to go on and really make ourselves a school that wants to be wanted, and we want to have the ability to choose where we go to. I could be on a little bit of a reach there, but you got to think there's a little bit of correlation between all of it.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, if the Saudis want to get involved with FSU and help us along with some things financially, whatever. They already do it. With,
you dirty little dirtball.
No, you didn't mind when Disney was basically your money bag. So whatever, it is what it is. We all have.
I
we
can't
all
believe
have
you just
money
compared the
somewhere.
Saudis to Disney. Like that just seems a little strange to me. Like you're gonna, but you're like comparing like a mass murderer to like a drunken disorderly. Like it's not the same. it's not the same.
Fair enough.
Both wrong. They both got issues.
We're just minimizing the evils here, but it is what it is. The money is the money, and we're all happy to get it.
Look, and I'm not going to say that I called it, but I made a video 2 weeks ago about the Saudis getting into college football, and I go, it's just gonna determine when PGA made the move. I said it's just gonna to see which AD decides to pull their pants down first. And FSU is now in a place, which they're always in a place to pull their pants down, but more than normal to pull their pants down right now because, look, like they're in a situation where it's like we need it, and we're kind of sick and tired of you trying to bully us, so we're going to bully you around. And they make it. They're
here they come. Charles Lester, KJ Bolden, right now sitting in a top 5 class, and maybe a few more right there on the horizon. Maybe a flip coming from a school or two that's ahead of us in ranking that could be coming down the pipe as well. We'll talk about that maybe next week.
Oh, geez, you FSU twats. I can't wait to get steamrolled against LSU. Look, the good thing about all this, guys, for all of you that obviously you're going to go on Twitter and see FSU having an absolute parade, and as they should, hell of a land. We got a few lines we can hit them with. They're not going to sign in December, and doesn't matter. It's only August. Come talk to me when it's October. Basic just rebuttals 101 that I've learned over the past few months. So thankfully, I've been able to learn, from you guys how to handle this kind of
how to handle a big commitment.
Yeah, how to navigate
they're just committed in July or August.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. They're not
how to handle
December.
How to handle these kind of commits from the opposing teams. So, but look, congratulations to you guys again. Massive pull there, moving yourself into a top 5 class. Jamari Howard does seem like a lock. We've talked about that time and time again. And I just posted a video an hour ago saying KJ Bolden is a lock commit to Florida State. And here's why. Everybody was trolling me. Suck it. Not saying we were first, but put that in your pipe and smoke it. And I even called it, and you were trying to play the game, and I said, look, here's my reason why it's going to happen. So even though I didn't want it to happen, I still know my people and know how to reach you guys. You guys poker face sucks. So here's the one positive. If you guys want to go win poker, go play against an FSU fan. How do we have 200 people in here and only 27 likes? The disrespect is beyond me. I mean,
it's right under the screen.
It takes 2 seconds, guys.
It looks like a thumbs up.
To be fair, when we do a watch party, we don't show up late.
You know why? Because they're mad about it. They're mad about it.
Yeah, they
don't want to click.
On 3 had 13,000 people watching this commitment party and just dropped the ball. I have to tweet.
Can we talk about that?
I'm going to tweet at. You know what? I'm going to tweet at Josh and be like, "You can't claim master of ceremonies if you're late to the ceremony." Hold on. Let me tweet him real quick.
Well, you go ahead and do that. Look, what level of production value is On3 getting here when they're the ones that are supposed to be hosting this commitment, this 5-star plus that they've put this label on this kid, and they can't even be there for the commitment? Like, who couldn't turn the damn camera on? Like, I don't know. Hey,
he was talking too damn much.
I mean, look, it was his day to shine. He got dressed up.
He did. Came in on a Saturday. He even
told everybody. He was like, "So this is a collared shirt. I might have got it from Brooks Brothers. Oh shit, the guy committed. I missed all of that." I
said at Josh Newberg, you can't claim master of ceremonies and be late to the. I should say commitment. I said ceremony. Hold on.
Don't nobody distract Shelton. He gets very weird when he's trying to type and.
I said I expected more. There you go. Y'all go retweet that. Y'all go retweet that. Let's get a little troll in there. Hard to like when that 5-star goes to FSU. Look, it doesn't taste good. You know how I don't know. Remember we all got COVID and you get that you lost your taste and nothing tastes good. That's what I feel like right now. It's like the equivalent. That's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. I feel like I got COVID. That's how I feel.
This is the strangest analogy I've ever heard you make.
That's how I feel. I think everybody in the chat that's a Florida fan can agree with me. And they're like, yeah, this is exactly how it feels. Yeah, the same kind of the same, just the no taste, no smell, just that achy feeling. Same exact thing. That's the equivalent to you guys landing it. Just a commit in general. FSU fans need to give you that's what I'm saying, bro. There's got to be some FSU fans in here. I mean, because Newberg was late to the party, so I know they're not doing anything. Let's see if
he probably still hasn't seen the actual commitment. He still doesn't even know what happened.
Oh, dude, hold on. I don't even think he interviews him. Hold on. I'm rewatching the live. No way that it just ends. Oh my gosh.
If that's the case, that's amazing.
He doesn't even talk to him. There's no way.
KJ Bolden is going to commit on this.
There's no way, dude. They had a whole video. About
he supposedly owned this. This was his thing. He was supposed to own this whole broadcast.
Oh no. Hold on, I'm rewatching it real quick, bro. They don't even talk to him. They just come back, and they bring Chad Simmons on. Chad looks pissed because they didn't go to his Bulldogs, so they don't even interview the kid. Wow. Maybe we should just start doing that. Maybe we should just start saying we're going to be like marketing, hey, we're going to do this, and then not follow through with it.
And then not do it.
I think we could crush it. I don't know. That's crazy to me. I feel like I'm sure On3 is going to have a discussion hey, we're dropping your ranking for dropping the ball there. We created this hype around you, and you just let us flop on our face there. Wow.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Charles Lester took 38 minutes to commit. KJ Bolden.
Yeah, but he didn't. But look, On3 didn't claim to do we're gonna have him on the show. On3 was JD Pickle. Well, the video I just popped on there. It's their staged video. Says KJ Bolden's gonna be on the show and it's gonna commit. I've heard about it for the last week. Master of Ceremonies, little wizard hat. I mean, if you're on Twitter, that's all I've heard about is how Newberg was gonna be the host, was gonna be the guy. So I was like, let's go see how they throw down. I'm not blaming On3.
He couldn't figure out what shirt to put on, man. He had a lot of decisions going into the stream before he even got to the commitment. He was just nervous.
Yeah. Somebody says that On3 thought everybody was going to wait on them. Yeah, I think On3 felt like they had the control, and they were like, we're going to do what we want. Now, to be fair, to be fair, they were late. They pushed their stuff back. Who knows what was going on? So KJ's recruitment's far from over. Look, I mean, obviously, he still has signed the dotted line, right? I mean, come talk to me in December.
Here we go with this.
Look, if like Scott says they ran a 5-minute advertisement, look, I would have just popped in there, but look, I'm not running a multi-billion-dollar business like Mr. Shannon Terry is. So we're just a couple of kids hanging out, having some fun, talking the shit.
Just beat us.
Well, look, fun stuff. Blast as always, Steve. Congratulations again on landing yourself a top recruit there, at least for now until December comes when he flips back to Georgia. But look, you can celebrate now and have some fun with it. But look, massive pick. Make sure you can drop a like, guys, subscribe. Happy to have you all here. And the Jake Paul fight's here in about 8 minutes, so we're going to have a good time. Okay, all right, we're going to get off this.
You put me right back on there, Dad.
All right, boys. Be good. Love you. Like, subscribe. Until next time, I'm Sheldon. Nobody cares about you, Steve. Oh, shut up, Steve.